is okay. Just a moment. Joining. Okay, today's program, we are going to look at recap what we did last time. That will be good for those who were not available. And then we shall do Wikimedia policies. We are going to look at the policies that we follow as we do things. Then, because before you edit, you must know what you should be following instead of just rushing and doing things. Okay, so we shall also do editing, just the basics, what you need to do. Then evaluating Wikipedia, evaluating articles and sources, finding new articles if you want to look for an article that you want to edit. Then we shall do editing health and psychology topics. This week, education has a certain focus in health and psychology. So we shall do some of those topics. But don't worry if you're not coming from that side, you will still be able to do something. Then we shall do some next steps, and then I'll do some questions, and then we do a wrap up. So if you agree, we can proceed now. Is that okay?
Yes, it is okay.
So thank you. So last time we learned how to create a Wikipedia account. We went to this site and then we created an account. Like now you see I'm not in. So if I click on my English, what I understand mostly is English. Actually, what you see here below are other projects of Wikipedia. There's Wiki Commons. This one does pictures, photos, videos. That one, people upload photos there. Then we have Wikibooks for books themselves. Wikiversity for students at university, or it's like a learning platform. Wikisource, it's about sources of material. Wikivoyage for those who like traveling. If you're a good person who likes journeys, going to the Renzoris, going where this is you could go there for travelers. Wikinews for news. Wikiquote for quotes. Wikispecies for species still, directory. Wiktionary is a dictionary, or Wikipedia dictionary, Wikimedia dictionary. Wikidata, data about data. This one we shall reach it at some point. Wikimedia Wiki, free and open wiki applications. Then MetaWiki, community coordination and documentation. So these are briefly some of the main projects of Wikipedia. But if you click here, you'd go in. If you don't have an account, you create one. If you have, you just log in. I think we've finished that process, and I'm glad that most of you have the 2 of you who are here have actually joined the dashboard here. So after looking at that account, we went to see how someone can, are we still here? Yeah, Biola has gone off. Maybe she will be back. So we also saw how to join the dashboard. We went to the Wikipedia user group community of Uganda and looked at the different projects, and also used this link here. This one that takes you to the dashboard, which is this dashboard. So the dashboard, so far, 2 students have joined. That is Simon and Abiola. I don't know what's wrong with the others, but they need to join. Otherwise, whatever we are going to do, they won't be able, we won't be able to follow what they are doing. Yet we need to. So now this is the dashboard currently. We have so far 7 editors. We have someone who has some people have already added the 5,578 words and added 8 references, and also article views are 29, what they have been doing. Total edits are 10. So we shall be seeing this. Now, if you want to see how many, the editors, you just click here, and that's how I was able to see your names. I was able to see, I am here, Atiang is here, Divine is here, but the rest, Chiwanuka Simon and Ida, thank you for having joined already. I am waiting for the other 3 people. They should have joined. I don't know why they have not joined up to now, but they need to join so that when they start contributing, the count can appear here. So far, there is no count because they have not done anything. Now, that was what we did last time. We would like to proceed and have a look at Wikipedia policies, because before you do anything, you must follow the policies. So I'm going to go to that page. Wiki education. You go here. Let me just post this in the. Whoever wants to come here, please. That's the link you should. It is dashboard.wikiedu.org, or you just go to wikiedu.org and then you see this. So since you are students, we are going to use this side, the module which has the student training module. These are the things that we are going to learn throughout the period. We shall be looking at Wikipedia policies. We shall look at sandboxes, talk pages, and watch lists. Then we shall learn how to edit. We are going to follow this mostly as we study. So if you have time, you can just proceed with this so that by the time you come to class, you just have questions. So Wikipedia policies. These are guidelines that guide us. So I'm going to read the things as they are, like verbatim, so that we can all follow. So policies, this module will provide a basic overview of Wikipedia's core policies and guidelines. So we have policies, we also have guidelines. Then by the time we finish, we'll be able to answer the following things. What are Wikipedia's core policies and guidelines? What are copyright and plagiarism? What are copyright and plagiarism on Wikipedia, and what does notability mean on Wikipedia? So the only thing you need to do, this one will take us around 15 to 25 minutes, depending on our speed. So you just click on this button and say start. So I'm clicking. Oh, I have not logged in. So you need to first log in before you proceed. Now I'm going to use my new account to log in so that I can, my status can be tracked. So I'm using it. So you can also log in with your accounts. Possibly this account is already in, already logged in. So let me just click here. Let me go back. I am thinking that I'm logged in. Let me just first log in and okay. So once you log in, you get a prompt. You see, they're telling me in order to complete your request, dashboard needs permission. So I'll just say, okay, proceed. I allow. It's going to perform high volume activity, interact with pages, customization and preferences, and also perform administrative actions. Geoffrey, I can see you are in. You are most welcome. However, you have not joined the dashboard, so I don't know, your progress is not going to be tracked. Could you join the dashboard, please, before we proceed?
Okay, let me first connect to the laptop.
Yeah, you need to join the dashboard because whatever you do has to be tracked. Okay, so you allow this. Do I have confirmation that someone out there is also practicing this? Ida and Simon?
I even tried this one when you send it actually at night.
Okay.
I am. I'm logging in.
Okay. Abiola? Abiola?
Yes, please.
Are you practicing?
Actually connecting my network on my PC.
You try to practice this because we need to follow like to be doing this thing together. Okay, so you just click on allow. Simple. Once you click on allow, the process will begin. So as the process begins, they say, hi Jory, we're excited that you are here. You click on start, and then they start telling you first and last name. Now they are telling you that your real name is not public. It is only seen by you, your instructor, and the Wikimedia admins. Then you tell them whether you are an instructor or not. So I'm going to just put my name. And then email. I do. Are you an instructor? I would say, okay, let me say no because I am in as a student. So once you've signed in, this website will make automatic, they are just warning me, automatic edits using your Wikipedia account, reflecting actions you take here. Your account will be used to update wiki pages. 2, set up a sandbox, adjust your account preferences, add a standard message on your user page, add standard messages to the top pages, update your course's wiki page when you join the course or choose an assignment. Done. So I just click on finish once I'm more sure of this. Now we start with the policies, policies and guidelines, basic overview. They say, welcome to Wikipedia. Wikipedia is consistently ranked as one of the top 10 websites on the planet with more visitors than even Twitter or CNN. I find this to be true. Wikipedia is free and written by volunteers. And because so many people rely on it, it is crucial that the information they find there is accurate. We are going to show you everything you need to share your knowledge on Wikipedia. Everything in this training is yours to keep. You can visit any part of the training later on, so feel free to come back whenever you have questions. So when you're ready, you just click on the word next page. So this is a guided training. So the 5 pillars. Wikipedia is the encyclopedia anyone can edit. That's number one. We should know that, and I already think everyone knows that. But there's a lot of collaboration behind every article. So you cannot just sit and do an article and say, I'll be the only one who will do it and complete it. So normally we do collaboration when we are working on articles. Now you work with many people to build Wikipedia. To collaborate effectively, you will want to follow the 5 key principles or pillars of Wikipedia, and the 5 are here. Wikipedia is an online encyclopedia. That's number 1. Wikipedia has a neutral point of view, which means it doesn't divert on any side. For example, it is neither positive or negative. It is in the middle. If it is about politics, it is not NRM, it is not NUP. It will not put in Kasavu. It will not Kasavuaza anything. No, it will just put things, facts only. So they said Wikipedia is also free content. Number 4, Wikipedians should interact in a respectful and civil manner. So also, as we share here, let us be civil. You don't be rude to anyone, don't raise your voice, don't abuse, just interact with someone in a respectful and civil manner, just as you like them to interact with you. Then Wikipedia does not have firm rules. So the rules that Wikipedia have sometimes can change over time, depending on circumstances. So that's why they're saying there are no firm rules. Then let's continue. Now, Wikipedia is an online encyclopedia, as we said. Okay, maybe this seems obvious, but it may be more helpful to think about it as telling you what Wikipedia is not. So meaning you cannot get a book about that is Wikipedia. No, this one is online. You can only get it when you go on the internet. They were giving us examples here that it's not an advertising platform, a personal website, an experiment in anarchy or democracy, a collection of random data or search engine. No, it is not. It is not a dictionary. It is not a newspaper, not a book, or an instructional manual or a collection of found documents. It is an encyclopedia, a place where you can go to find a good summary of what is already known about a topic. Simple. Number 2, Wikipedia has a neutral point of view, which means that Wikipedia articles should document and explain major points of view in a balanced and impartial manner. Just the facts. Please don't debate or attempt to persuade readers. Don't share personal experiences or opinions. They're not allowed here. Don't share your own analysis of the information you find. No, just put it in a balanced manner so that someone who is reading makes their own view or perception about what they have read. You should not direct them that about this, think this way. No, just put the information there. Now they're saying, of course, facts aren't always clear cut. Some articles might have to describe multiple points of view. In those cases, present each view accurately with context. Don't suggest that one version of the story is the truth and the other is the best, something like that. This is a big deal. anything you add to an article should be based on a published source of information, which means that if you add something which cannot be verified, which has not been published somewhere, like where someone can go and read more about it, it will be rejected. And you should always cite that information when you include it. So don't worry, we will show you how to do that. Let's proceed. That is pillar number 2. We go to pillar number 3, which is Wikipedia is free content that anyone can edit, use, modify, and distribute. I think this is pretty simple. Whatever is on Wikipedia is free to use. You can use it as you want. And when you contribute information to Wikipedia, you need to make sure that it is okay to share freely. So don't put in something that you don't want other people to access. Don't. Only something that you are sure is free for them to share is what you should put. Now, copying and pasting copyrighted material into Wikipedia isn't just plagiarism, it is copyright violation too. So you're not going to go somewhere and just copy and paste things in Wikipedia. No. You must read, contextualize them, and then add. Because once you just copy and paste, you are doing what we call plagiarism, and also you're violating that person's copyright. So you have to attribute facts to reliable sources, but you must use your own words when you do, not the words of the other person. It is also important to avoid the close paraphrasing, which means that's when you take another person's words and make minor changes to their word choices while keeping the overall structure of their writing. No, please try to avoid it. Finding a balance can be tricky sometimes, or even at first. The best system is to make sure you really understand the material you are adding. So first read, understand it. Think about it, rephrase it from a neutral perspective, and then add it. And also remember to cite the original source. We shall see how to do such things. Number 4. Number 4 is editors should interact with each other in a respectful manner. So when we are talking to one another, I expect you to talk to me nicely, respectfully, and also I'll do the same for you. And they're saying, don't panic. If someone else edits your work or removes your contributions, this is part of the process. So sometimes you're going to add something and find someone has removed it. Don't worry, don't cry, don't say, this guy is, because they're not actually in Uganda, somewhere in Uganda, but the majority will not be in Uganda. You add something, you are sure it is correct. Someone from the US, from Germany says, no, this is not. Yet they're not in Uganda and you are here. So there are things that we call edit wars. People put things, others remove them, like that. But finally, what is verifiable will be accepted. So every article has what we call a talk page. We shall see what a talk page is, where you can interact with the other Wikipedia editors who are working on your article. If you have a disagreement, please keep some core values in mind. Number 1, respect and be polite to your fellow Wikipedians, even when you disagree. Please do so. Avoid personal attacks. Talk to people you disagree with and try to find a consensus. If you don't agree with someone's edit, don't just change it back. That's an edit war. And it could get you both blocked because you're fighting. That's what it shows. Now, if you have a persistent disagreement, talk to your instructor or the Wikipedia expert you will find on your course page. They will help you get it fixed. Now, never tell others to keep your edits or to wait to make changes in an article because you need it for a grade. That isn't true. All your edits are always saved and can be found by your instructor. Act in good faith and assume good faith of other editors. It is difficult to read tone in an online communication. So just remember that regardless of how you think another editor's behavior comes across, it is critical that you reply in a polite and respectful manner. I hope we all know we have manners. We know what mannerism is, how to behave at the best of our manners. So being respectful also means responding to messages left by other editors, thanking them, especially those who help you, and checking back after your edits to see if anyone has responded. And they're saying always be mindful of the community around you. If you encounter any issues, reach out to your Wikipedia expert or the student program manager, and they say they are here to help. Okay. Next, number 5, Wikipedia does not have firm rules, which means We know they are saying, okay, we know you have just read a bunch of rules. So what does this last one mean? It means rules in Wikipedia are not carved in stone, so they can change. Their wording and interpretation are likely to change over time. Just like us, sometimes you had an organization, COVID came in your constitution, you had no guidelines on how to hold meetings online. So you had to find a way of having such meetings, so changing according to situations. So the principles and spirit of Wikipedia's rules matter more than their literal wording, which means that sometimes improving Wikipedia requires making an exception to a rule. Be bold, but not reckless in updating articles. Dive in and don't panic about making mistakes. Because even if you make a mistake, someone will be there to correct it. But also don't make mistakes when you are sure that you are making the mistake. Prior versions of pages are saved, so mistakes can be corrected. The most important thing to do is communicate through talk pages, which we shall see. The part of every article where Wikipedians discuss what they are working on to tell the other editors what they would like to do, what they've done and why. Think of this think of it in this way. You are not going to break Wikipedia. Please don't try also. They're just telling you that whatever you do, Wikipedia will not break down. It's not like you are coding in the background that the site will go down because of what you have done. No, do your work. Wikipedia editing is about using your best judgment, and you may be asked to explain your decisions. So when you're making your best judgment, have it in mind that someone might reach out and ask you to explain further. So explaining why you decided to do something is part of being in a community of people. So that's about the 5 pillars of Wikipedia. We are still left with 22 pages, with some pages. We have moved 7 pages so far on policies. Let me go to the next page. We are going to review what we've just. So we've just reviewed the 5 pillars, and let's just take a break and see if you can remember what you've learned. So we are going to have a session where they are going to ask questions, and I'm going to let you guys answer, because at least Mary will know the answers. But now that we have gone through this, I'll be seeking your responses. In the next slide, we'll be asked a multiple choice question. If we get it wrong, don't worry. You'll see an explanation of why, and you can try. So let's go. Next page. This is the first one. 5 pillars quiz. Number 1. A Wikipedia article should A, present the facts in a careful way to persuade readers to draw certain conclusions. Is this true? Another option, should replicate the best information from published authors word for word. Number 3, share neutral facts from reliable sources that present all views in a balanced way. And lastly, include interesting first-hand accounts about the author's experiences with the topic. So what is the right answer here? I'm seeking it from you guys. Anyone? I would like this to be an interactive class. Anyone ready to answer?
Let me try.
Okay.
I think the first answer is the correct one.
Okay. Why do you think it is? I mean, why do you think? Geoffrey.
Yes.
Why do you think it is the correct one? Present the facts in a careful way to persuade readers to draw certain conclusions.
Because actually, okay, like this, yeah. For it to present its fact in a careful way, such that to get attention of the readers to draw a certain conclusion, I think this is what it aims at. It's not just a matter of posting things in anyhow, because people keep on comparing whether what you have posted is true or so. That's why I may say that the first one may be somewhat correct.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Okay. Anyone having another idea? Simon?
Yes,
What do you think is
I
the,
think
Yes, please.
is the third option, share neutral facts from reliable sources that present all views in a balanced way.
Okay, could you care to explain why you think that is the right answer?
Yes, because in those one of the core rules of Wikipedia, they said you may find someone has written about a certain topic
Mm.
and maybe want to edit something about it. So you have in now in the as you're doing the editing and all that, you should do it in a way that will not affect or bring what should I say, that could bring grudges in between the editors.
Okay, I like that.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Aida, do you have a different view? Aida? Aida? Maybe she's not able to speak right now. Yes, I like, sometimes these responses are also confusing. Like when you say present facts in a careful way, okay? That's partly okay, but when they added on persuade readers to draw certain conclusions, no, that's not what we do. We are not a blog. We are not a news site. So we don't need to persuade anyone. We present things in a neutral point of view. That's why number 3 seems to be the most accurate answer here. So in order for us to know whether it is the right one or the wrong one, if I click on it and they will tell us if it's the right one. But if I click on this one and I check the answer, they will tell us. So they will tell us that number 3 is the right one because I know that it's the right one. But okay, just for us to know, let me use number 3 and then we go. So they said, yes, correct. Wikipedia articles should share neutral facts from reliable sources. When there's a controversy, include a variety of viewpoints, but only if they are reflected in reliable sources. So that was the point. We don't do any of these other things. We don't include the interesting first-hand accounts. No, we are not a news blog. We are not what? We're not. Okay, thank you. Next, they congratulate us for having chosen the right answer. I think let's look a few more policies that will help us make a meaningful contribution to Wikipedia. Number 3, verifiability. Says who? Behind every great Wikipedia article is a collection of great sources. So finding good sources is one of the first things you should do. That is because content on Wikipedia must be verifiable. If it's not verifiable, it will not stand. It will be rejected. People reading and editing the encyclopedia can check if its information, see that it is up to date and comes from reliable sources. You wouldn't trust everything you read on the internet, okay? So make sure you only share facts that you can draw from reliable sources. What are reliable sources according to Wikipedia? Number 1, textbooks. And from these days, they call them academic books. Literature reviews, books or publications written by experts in the field and published by reliable publishers. Those are some of the reliable sources. And they are advising us not to do the following. Please do not use blog posts. Press materials intended to show something in a certain light. Please don't use such. And in some cases, such as articles that involve medical, editing, newspapers and pro-press articles aren't appropriate either. And if that applies to you, we'll explain more about this later in our module on editing medical topics. Verifiability. Now we are going to have a quiz. I think now I'm going to give Geoffrey the chance to tell us first. What does it mean for a fact to be verifiable on Wikipedia? Number 1, everyone would agree it was true. Number 2, you experienced it firsthand and you know it is true. Number 3, you remember reading it from a book. Number 4, you found the fact in a reliable source and can cite that source for others on Wikipedia to easily find. What do you think is the answer? I wanted Geoffrey to answer first.
You have chosen me to be the first.
Yes.
You remember reading it from a book.
Okay. Okay. What about Simon?
For me, I think you find a fact in a reliable source and you can cite the source for others on Wikipedia to easily find.
Okay. Thank you. Ida? I don't know why Ida can't speak, but we'd like to hear your perspective here. Please, let us be interactive. I think she's still busy somewhere. Okay. So you said you remember reading it. That is Geoffrey in a book here. Oh, where is it? Remember reading it in a book? Normally we don't deal with things that way. We don't deal about memory and what because we never know the book was not even a verifiable source. But when you this point number, the last one, at least encompasses all those things that you found the fact in a reliable source. It can be a book, it can be an article. So generally, it should be general, not about only a book. It's not the only reliable source. And when you do, you can easily cite that source so that others can find it and read more about that fact. Okay. So please, this is the last one is the most appropriate for this question about verifiability. Because when you say something, it must be verifiable, not through Wikipedia, but through an outside source, which is credible also. For example, if it is a book, and they told us if it is an article, a literature review, such things. So let's check our answer. Correct. Information should come from reliable sources and you must provide a way for others to check your facts for accuracy. So we want to avoid this kind of argument when you're on the border stage and someone says, oh, Ronaldo has scored 1,000 goals. And then the others will say, no, he has scored 100 only. And then you keep arguing about what is the right and the right information is. So it should be possible for you to go somewhere and verify that. So if you say he has scored 1,000 goals, is there a reliable source which has stated that as a fact? Not Wikipedia, something outside Wikipedia. Then you quote it. Now the one who says only 100, do they have a reliable source to say that? Then the argument can continue freely without challenges. So that's how it is about verifiability. So when you take an example of what happened yesterday, like a policeman went and killed a certain person. Yes, it is true, we've heard about it, but do you have a reliable source that says that true, the policeman did, even though you saw it on Twitter, on WhatsApp? Is there a verifiable source which can be believed that says so, who has written about it, or that you can quote? So when you go to Wikipedia and put it that maybe we are writing about crises in Uganda in the last 2 weeks, and information, you want to put such information, you must find a source. For example, the New Vision must have written about it, maybe the Daily Monitor. That one can work as a verifiable source. Notability, this is number 3. Oh, someone is saying something? Hey, network is not stable. Sorry about that, but I hope you are hearing us. Okay, so the last number 3 is notability. What is notability? And why this? Because someone will tell you, I am notable, another will be I am not notable. So what makes something notable? And I failed to log into my Wikipedia account. Oh, oops. We can reset the password. You can reset the password so long as you remember your email. Use the reset option. I hope you can reset it. Geoffrey, have you managed to sign up to the dashboard? Geoffrey? I know you are here, but maybe you.
My computer is still logging in. Because I would like to use the time.
But I see people going on and off. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the challenge is. Is it power? People are going on and off.
It could be maybe the network.
Oh, sorry about that. So notability, why this? Wikipedia isn't a catalog of everything that has ever existed. No, it is not. Some topics and articles don't exist on Wikipedia because the subject hasn't been covered enough by outside sources, which means it isn't yet notable. Okay? When you are thinking of ideas to write about, keep notability in mind. You might be asked why this topic is notable enough to remain in Wikipedia. If it is not notable, it will be removed. Find a handful of reliable sources early, so you know your article is notable. Then you can share them through the article's top page as you get started. And you will see that later, okay? Next page, notability is still continued. It is an important first step because it will help you pick your topic. So let's look at a bit. Let's look a bit closer at what makes a topic notable. I think you've heard of some artists in Uganda. I don't know whether you met this, but sometimes people think that when they have an article on Wikipedia, then they are notable, and people are fighting to be on Wikipedia, to have their articles on Wikipedia. But before you do that, whatever you want to write about, it must have verifiable sources, so that when you start writing about it, it's not disputed. Okay. The best requirement for a topic to have its own article is significant coverage in reliable sources that are independent of that particular subject. Significant coverage means that at least a couple of sources talk specifically about your topic. Significant coverage is more than a trivial mention, though it doesn't have to be the core focus of the book or article you cite. On the other hand, it should be more than a single mention or single line of text. Now, reliable sources generally means that coverage comes from secondary sources, from reputable publishers. You want the book, journal article, or other source you're referencing to have a reputation for accuracy and fact-checking. Those sources don't have to be in English, and they don't have to be online. Okay, so even if your book is not online and it's offline, we shall show you how to add it. Independent of the subject, which means that the publisher doesn't have a stake in presenting a biased point of view, either positive or negative. For example, self-publicity. If you produce a book, you produce an article, and it has information about you, it will not be allowed to be a source cited when the topic being discussed is you. No, it will not be. It will not work. Advertising, self-publishing material by the subject of your article, autobiographies, press releases are not considered as independent sources. So please, we shall not use that such. Next, notability still, we have a quiz. They're asking us, your classmates have each picked a different hot dog stand to write about. Which hot dog stand is the best candidate for a Wikipedia article? Number one of them is like, Sophie's Hot Dogs. Your classmate has found a recent newspaper article about its opening and found the Sophie's Hot Dog stand official website. Okay, that's one of the topics they have chosen. Another one, Snappy's Sausage Stand. Your classmate has an old newspaper article about its opening in 1930, an article showing a presidential visit from 1948, and an old advertisement stating that Snappy's is the best hot dog in the state. Okay, that's another option. Which one? We have to pick the best according to a number of factors, of course. Now, someone is writing about America Dog. Your classmate has an old newspaper article about its opening in 1980. The stand is shaped like a poodle, which is like a lot like a hot dog stand in another state mentioned in an architectural guidebook, though it doesn't mention America Dog. Number 4, dog eat dog. Your classmate has an academic journal stating that this stand invented the practice of putting a sausage on a bun. He has a book on the history of hot dogs that says the same thing. And finally, he has an interview with the hot dog historian mentioning dog eat dog as the birthplace of the modern hot dog. Which one do you think would be the best? Which hot dog stand is the best candidate for Wikipedia article among the things I have read here? I'm waiting for your views.
Let me try.
Okay.
I think the best for this quiz is the second option, Snappy Sausage Stand, which says your classmate has an old newspaper article about its opening in 1930, an article showing a presidential visit from 1948, and an old advertisement stating that Snappy's is the best hot dog in the state.
Okay, so you think because
At least
there's a newspaper.
Why? Yes. Reason why I'm saying this is the correct answer, it's because it has a number of mentions, not one, not two, but three. So at least that one is a topic you can write about.
Okay. That's nice. Thank you for the contribution. Anyone with a different view? Geoffrey, I'm waiting for you, my man. Geoffrey?
Yes, please.
What do you think?
The fourth one.
Okay. Why?
Like he has a book on the history of hot dogs that says the same thing. So finally, he has an interview with a hot dog historian mentoring dog eat dog as the birthplace of the modern hot. That means actually this one is having the idea about the hot dogs.
Okay. Okay, so I think anyway, this information was presented in a way that is a bit confusing, but over time you can understand what is best. And I also agree. I think number 4 is the best. Reason why number 2 is not. When you look at number 2, yes, they have an old newspaper article, yes, about it opening in 1930. That's okay. That's nice. So information that we shall need. And they're also saying an article showing a presidential visit from 1948. Do you understand what this means? This one? They are trying to show off. They are trying to change your mind and say that they are the best because even the president visited them. You get it? So it's like an advertisement venture. And then lastly, they are saying an old advertisement stating that Snappy's is the best hot dog in the state. And remember the word old, which means over time these things might have changed. Of course, they can't be. So this is like trying to guide you on how you should choose because they are saying they are the best. Remember, we said we must have a neutral point of view. We don't present things in our way that this is the best, this is not the best. We present them in a balanced manner. So when you look at number 4, your classmate has an academic journal. You see, this one, already verifiable source, which says that this stand invented the practice of putting sausage on a bun. That is an academic journal, and they have a book on the history of hot dogs. And that book, which is also verifiable source, says the same thing as number 1, as the academic journal. And also, they have an interview with the hot dog historian, someone who has studied the trends in hot dog, and they mentioned that this dog eat dog was the birthplace of modern hot dog. It means that these 3 sources, all of them speaking the same thing or pointing in the same direction, and they are independent of this hot dog eat. Dog eat dog can be accepted as verifiable sources, and they can support this article very well. Okay, but let's check our answer. Yeah, and they're saying this is correct. It is notable because it has been covered by several reliable sources for a unique contribution to the American cuisine. So, so far, that's how we have moved. I don't know whether you meet the same questions when you're doing your survey, but they might be the same, but this is it. So next page. No original research. How do you know this? When you've written for classes before, you've probably been asked to do research, come up with a two-point of view and then argue it. So writing for Wikipedia is very different. Wikipedia is not a place to publish your ideas or conclusions about a topic. On Wikipedia, that is considered original research, and of course you can and should do research, of course, in the traditional sense of finding good information, like through your library. But no original research means your writing for Wikipedia will summarize what others have said about that topic which you are interested in, so that a Wikipedia reader can get an overview of the current thoughts and understanding of that topic. So there is no need to do original research. For example, you cannot go and look about Mr. Update and you write about a topic, you write him as a topic here. No, you must use what others have said about Mr. Update to write in Wikipedia. Not you doing your research and then according to what I found out, it is this and this. No, please. And while it may be tempting to connect ideas in a Wikipedia article, you shouldn't make those connections unless someone else makes them in a published source. Okay, published and reliable. Do we understand what this is? So you cannot just come here and write your articles the normal way you would write. No, whatever you write here, it is picked from secondary sources, other sources that have that information already written, and they must be verifiable and reliable. Next page. No original research is still saying, let's say they were giving us an example, you're writing about a nearby river and you find a government report from 2003 shows that that particular industry, an industry called Agtron Industries had a factory nearby and was like fined 6 million for dumping hazardous waste into the river. And let's say you also find an ecology journal that notes the river used to be home to an endangered species of frogs, which went extinct in 2003. You might be tempted to write something like, the pollution from Agtron Industries contributed to the extinction of frogs in the river, but that is original research. However true it is, it's original research, you cannot write it. Meaning that you fused it together two ideas, for example, the pollution and the extinction, and tied them together. Unless another source confirms the link, you can't make that connection on Wikipedia. It will not be accepted. If I give us an example here, we say, I'm sorry to say this, but when the minister was killed by the bodyguard, it was easy for people to say the bodyguard was demanding money maybe from the minister or maybe from the government, and he had not been paid for a long time. And that's why he went ahead and killed the minister. Unless that is stated in a certain other source which is verifiable, please, you cannot make that connection just because that's what you think it is from what you saw, okay, or what you've read, what you've read. No, someone else, some other source, independent of you, independent of Wikipedia, must have written it down, and that source must have been verified. For example, a report from an investigation, which may take like some months, so you can't make that conclusion right now. And they're saying, don't make assumptions or facts or draw conclusions on Wikipedia. Those conclusions might seem obvious to you, yes, but you can never know what you don't know. So it must be somewhere. Only write about what you can explicitly verify. Don't use your brain. No, pick information from somewhere. Like there must be a source, not you concluding. However easily, however easy something seems to be as a fact, until it is verifiable and citable, you cannot use it. Then we go to what we call copyright and plagiarism. The thing, you might think you know what plagiarism is and how to avoid it. Chances are high, yes, you do, but we shall have to understand what this is. But Wikipedia is a little bit different. The rules cover not only copy and paste plagiarism, but also close paraphrasing and copyright violations. and the stakes are high. The consequences of committing plagiarism in a Wikipedia class assignment are the same as handing in a paper you didn't write. Plagiarism and copyright violations are disruptive and time-consuming for volunteers to clean up. So, except for brief quotations, copyright content from copyrighted sources copying content from copyright sources onto Wikipedia is against our policy. We are going to run a video, and this video lays out what you need to know to avoid these pitfalls. You let me know if you can hear the video. I'm going to play it. It's 3 minutes.
It probably goes without saying that plagiarism and copyright violations
are you able to hear it?
Yes.
To build a Wikipedia article. But since Wikipedia is a collaborative technology where one person's work builds on another's, and the pieces of an article come from many different places, it's worth looking at Wikipedia's rules about plagiarism and copyright violations.
Let me try to reshare with the sound, maybe. I hope you can hear well without challenges.
If you're improving an article others started, you may come across some of
Yes.
the plagiarism. First, unattributed plagiarism. This is when text is copied into Wikipedia from another source, but there's no indication of where it came from. Then plagiarism of cited sources. If a footnote is added to show where information came from, but it still keeps the exact wording of the source, that's another common form of plagiarism. And then there's close paraphrasing. This is when an editor takes source material, whether they cite it or not, and they rewrite it somewhat, but the basic structure and meaning of the source text is still there. With close paraphrasing, there may be several small phrases that match between the two texts. It's even possible to change every single word in a sentence and still end up plagiarizing through a close paraphrase if the meaning and structure of the source is kept. For this reason, it's not a good idea to write for Wikipedia by copying a source and then rewriting it bit by bit. Instead, you should put the information into your own words from scratch, or use a quotation. Copyright violation is a different but related issue on Wikipedia. Many cases of plagiarism are also copyright violations. But, for example, if an editor adds the lyrics to a pop song into the article about that song, this may violate copyright, even though it is not plagiarism. And if an article about a court case includes passages from the ruling without indicating it, this is plagiarism, even if the copied text is in the public domain and not subject to copyright restrictions. None of this is allowed on Wikipedia. If you come across plagiarism in a Wikipedia article, what should you do? Remove it. You may want to replace the plagiarized content with your own words, or you may want to simply cut it out. But if you find some, please don't just leave it, especially if you're going to be building on the article yourself. Removing content that doesn't belong is actually a great way to improve Wikipedia. The Wikipedia community has a broad spectrum of methods for finding and removing plagiarism. The most important is just people reading articles and checking sources, and noticing when the style of a passage just doesn't quite fit. There are also bots that automatically check recent content for copyright violations, and many users keep a particularly close eye on student projects in their areas of interest. Since Wikipedia article histories are public, plagiarism can be traced back to the user who added it, even months or years later. So please take extra care that you aren't introducing plagiarism to Wikipedia. Happy editing!
So have we understood what we must and must not do? Let me just share this video with you guys in the chat. Don't pick someone's information and paste it the way it is. Don't paraphrase closely. When you paraphrase closely, it will still, and you are maintaining the same sentence structure, it is also wrong. Pick something, write it in your own words without changing its meaning, and then you can use it. Okay? So we need to avoid the copyright infringements. We cannot just pick people's work and put it in Wikipedia. No, it will be rejected. And we should not also submit things that we don't own. Like if it's not, you don't own it, don't publish it as if it is your work. No, it will be refused. And also it can lead to consequences. Your account can be closed, and then you will not be able to keep contributing. You have even your IP can be blocked if information is coming from that particular IP is found to be contravening the rules of Wikipedia. So let's be very careful when we are doing whatever we are going to be doing. I'm trying to go back. Okay. So that is about copyright and plagiarism. I think we are going to have maybe a quiz. It is still here: unattributed plagiarism, cited plagiarism, close paraphrasing, because someone can pick information and still cite and say, I'm not doing plagiarism. No, it is still plagiarism because it is not your work. How do you avoid these problems? The best way is to understand what you are reading first, then take notes that paraphrase that particular understanding into your own words, then draw from several sources that support your facts, and never directly copy a source. Instead, take notes as if you were explaining it to a classmate or colleague. Let me wait for the quiz. So we are going to do a review. Citations quiz. Let's say you've made a properly cited contribution to an article. Another editor removes it, but doesn't explain why. What is the best response you should do? Number one, add it right back in. If they wanted to remove something, they should have asked you. Sorry for laughing. Explain what you added. Again, citing the source of that material to the talk page of the article. Or go to the user page of the editor who removed your content and ask why they removed it. That's number two. Number three, assume you used the bad source or did something else wrong. Don't edit the article again until the due date and hope your professor sees it before the other editor. Number four, tell the talk page that you are being graded and that others should avoid editing the article until your teacher sees it. Write this message entirely in capital letters to make sure other editors see it. What do you think is the best course of action here, colleagues?
I think the fourth one.
Okay, could you care to explain why?
And when you try to bold and someone is good at reading and respecting what is posted, he or she may not bother to delete it there and then, because I may say that he may respect because of the other bold thing you have put, like please don't, not until my teacher comes in.
Thank you so much for that contribution. But anyway, anyone with another idea?
Yes,
Yes, please.
I think the second option would be the best one.
Okay.
You explain what you added. You cite the source where you got it from to the talk page of the article, or go to the user page of the auditor who removed your content and ask why they removed it.
Very good course of action. The reason why I think I agree with this, unless John Baptist has another response. John, what do you think is the best option here?
The truth is I've just logged in. I'm just following just.
John, you've also not logged into the dashboard. I checked, you are not there. What's going on?
No, my phone was having a network problem, but I changed the place.
I mean, you should not be using the phone to log into here. I mean, on the dashboard. This is what I mean, if you can see it here. Eh? You are not in. The last time we were together, we agreed that by the time we come back here, everyone should be here on the dashboard. Would you care to find time and log in and sign up?
Yeah.
Thank you. Please do so, because you are going to lose marks. Eh?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. I see Simon has gone, but Simon's response was okay. It is the best action. You should explain what you added. As remember, we said that you should need to explain. Again, also cite that source. of that material to the top page of that article, then you can also go to the user page of that particular editor who removed your work and try to sort things out, because you never know, they might have overlooked something. And when you give them perspective, they can understand. But this number, the number 4, to tell the top page that you are being graded doesn't count, because even if you are being graded, you must do the right thing. And the others that should avoid editing your article, no. You don't need to tell them that, because we are not begging anyone for things. We have to keep the standards. And writing the message entirely in capital letters will actually make it hard for people to read. Do you think that when you write something in capital letters, that it is readable? No, because if someone could make it bold, just no, people see whatever you write, people see, even if it is not in capital. So long as it is written well, they will be able to see it. So you don't need to go this extra mile of writing it in capital letters only for them to be able to see it. They can see it. So let's check our answer. Okay, Abiola, you wanted to say something?
Writing in capital letters, it's not even ethical when you're writing online.
Yes, so it is just bullying. It's like bullying, saying, "I am here, see me." Yes,
The
so
sign of shouting.
yes, we need to be very respectful to one another. So let me check the answer. And they are saying, yes, correct. The best way to find out why something happened on Wikipedia is to ask why. It might illuminate a difference of opinion, or it could have been a misunderstanding. Assume good faith and ask without accusations, and you can start to arrive at consensus. Okay? Sometimes being part of a larger community, we have to disagree and agree at some points. So that's why we need to be respectful, find a better way to make things clear with everyone. Thank you. So next page, I think this is the last page. Notability. So they are talking about notability. What does notability mean on Wikipedia? Means the subject is famous. Who thinks like me that notability means the subject is famous? Another one says the subject has received significant coverage from reliable sources that are independent of the subject. Another one, the subject is important even if it is overlooked. Number 4, it is a well-written article. Who thinks who can tell us what notability is from the 4 things that are here? What is the best answer here? Simon?
I think notability is that the subject has received significant coverage from reliable sources that are independent of the subject.
Okay, what? Okay. Following what advice? Simon,
As in?
would you care to explain
Yes.
why you think that is it?
My reason is that because when you are going to write about a topic or a subject, it needs to be to have been written about before. Yes. And
yes,
also,
and not only by one source, by many sources.
not by one source, and sources that are reliable.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone with a
And
different view? Thank you so much, Simon. Anyone with a different view? Ida?
I think the answer is the subject is famous.
Why?
Because that is literally what I understand as the meaning of notability.
Oh, yes. Okay. Okay.
Several times by different people.
Okay, I think this is also okay. The subject is famous. However, however famous it is, if there are no verifiable, reliable sources that talk about it, it will not be notable according to Wikipedia. So it can be famous, but it must have received significant coverage from reliable sources. It's just like saying that we have aliens, but when you're talking about aliens, it is just something that we have heard from our childhood that they are aliens, but there is no verifiable source that has written about them. So we can't say that they are notable because we can't quote, we cannot cite. Because you cannot tell, my sister told me. It will not work on Wikipedia. You get it? So however famous the person is, however famous the subject is, it must have received some significant coverage and from reliable sources that are not part of it. For example, let's say Ida, you are famous, isn't it? Maybe you are famous at Namagabi SS. And then someone, maybe someone is right about you. It will be hard for them to write that article and make it stand if people have not talked about you. So when you become a minister or an MP, other people will start writing about you in reliable sources. So even if you were famous before, but you had no sources, now that you have some sources written about you, like newspapers have written about you, someone has written an article about you, or what your different projects you have run, and they're not connected to you at all, then you'll be notable. And then you'll stand that particular article, or you being the subject, will be able to be on Wikipedia. Do we get the difference?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So let's check our answer. I believe number 2 is the right answer. And yes, correct. Notability reflects the quality, availability, and independence of the information you use. You should try to find at least 3 to 5 good sources to help you establish notability for your subject. Not only 1, not only 2, 3 to 5. So this marks the end of our first, what we wanted to work on first. Who feels tired? Hello? I know we have moved for some time, like 1 hour now. I know some of you are tired. Can I give you just 5 minutes to relax and we proceed?
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 minutes. We shall start at 11:20. I'm going to pause the recording.
All right.
Zoom recording. Let's say this is an article that I'm reading and I found there's a problem. Let's say there is maybe there is a typo which needs to be corrected. There is a source, there is a citation that needs to be sourced properly. I can come and do that. Those are some things that I can edit on an article. They're also telling me here, let's learn how to edit. If you want to go through the process of editing, you can learn from here. Okay, maybe let me go there. Let's learn to edit. Just a moment for us to go through this. They're saying Wikipedia is made of people like you. You have to first have understood the policies, which you have already done, the policies and guidelines. And then you can go, there's what we call the source editor and the visual editor. Source editor is normally for those people who can do coding. So the wiki markup source editor shows the underlying page source code, and it works like a plain text file indicating links and other items. If you want to edit with it, this is where you bring. If you want to use the visual editor, which most of us use the tool, you use this side. Okay. Top pages, we shall look at them. Navigating Wikipedia, manual style, and conclusion. So let's get started. How to contribute. Don't be afraid to edit. Anyone can edit. We have already seen this. There are also suggest improvements. You can also go to the talk page and suggest. Each article also has a talk page where you can suggest an improvement instead of editing it. So you can add text, you can add images, you can add video links, you can add sources to an article. So if you want to edit visually or edit using markup, visually is what we are in. What you see is what you get. This one, where you see that the picture is here, the information is here, but when we go to the source, it will not be displaying like this. Now, if you can look at the top here, you see this pencil? Everyone can see this pencil. This one means that you can, if you click there, you can edit the page. So let me just click on the pencil like this. And you see. When you click on the pencil, it will open for you the article in a way that can help you edit it. I think right now we are in I think we're not able to edit this. This is not the page to contribute new articles. Ask for help. So this is with the information, this one. This information, if you do anything on this information, it will change the way the page displays, or it will change information. But I think this one is in, let's see what it is. It is in the source editing. We are in source editing where you can play with the code of the page. So if you can see the code, like things like this. I know we have some IT people here. This is the code. This is the code. However, most people are not used to this. So you could easily change it what you are used to, which we call the visual editing, this one. So you go back to the pencil and click on where you see the eye, this eye, with the word visual editing. So if I click on it like this, you will see a difference. So we have gone back to visual editing here. And also we have some help. They're saying this is not the page to contribute articles. They're telling us this is a simple help page. So if you change anything here, it will automatically change. But I'm advising you not to change because this is not the page we want to change. Normally, you change a page that you are interested in changing. There are also ways we can find out what we can change, or some articles that need changing. There's what we call the citation hunt. So if you go to Google, let's just go to a search engine and look for the citation hunt. So let me just go to Google quickly and go to what we call the citation hunt. So you put in citation hunt. This one will take you to a page which will show you articles on Wikipedia that need improvement, because we only edit where there is a problem. So citation hunt for Wikipedia, this is it if you want to read about it, but this is the page for the citation hunt. So we don't want to read about it mainly, but you can go here and have a look at what it is from Wikipedia. So citation hunt is a tool for suggesting articles with missing citations to be added. Now, if you want to use the citation hunt, you just click here and it will take you to the citation hunt. Let me go there. What does it do? This is the Wikipedia snippet below. It's not back. It's the Wikipedia snippet below is not backed by reliable source. They are saying this particular information you see here, okay? Variations in tape seeds, cause war, fluffer, whatever, is not backed by reliable source. Can you find one? They ask you that question. Click I got this to go to Wikipedia and fix the snippet. Or next to see another one that you can work on. So if you look, we read this information, it is written, it's on this page called the tape recorder. Yeah, this page on Wikipedia. There is this information that needs a reliable source. And that information is here. Someone wrote it that variations in tape speed cause war and flutter. Flutter can be reduced by using dual capstans. And they are saying a citation is needed for that information. The person who wrote it did not put a citation. The higher the flutter, the more noise that can be heard, causing the quality of the recording to be worse. The higher tape speeds used in professional recorders are prone to cause head bumps, which are fluctuations in low frequency response. And they are saying this particular needs a citation, this one. So can you find it? It's not that everything that comes up here, you have an idea about it. If you don't have an idea about something, you just click on next and they will give you something else. Also, alternatively, if you have a topic as you're interested in and you think you should find articles that have challenges that need editing, you can just come here and put the topic. But let me just show you briefly how you can find information about this. I normally do this. I can copy it. Okay, copy it. You go to Google normally, the quickest source of information, and search. You can put actually that term exactly how it is and see if you get information outside Google. So outside Wikipedia with this same statement. Let's see. So we have seen here the first information that came was on Wikipedia, which means we can't use it because you can't cite Wikipedia inside Wikipedia. So forget this one, go and see whether there is another source. There is none. You see, there is absolutely no other source which has this information. But now someone is saying people ask which effect is due to sudden speed change in tape. There's some information here which we can take us somewhere. Magnetic tape recorders. So we could go to that and read whether we can find that information. What are recorders? What are tape recorders used for? There's also this information. This is Wikipedia. We should avoid it. We cannot self-cite. Then there is what are the limitations of tape recorder here? And then we can also come here and read. Okay, is this and there is this. This one looks like a quiz thing, so it might not work as a source of information for us. What about this? Because remember, it must be a credible source. EQ something for electronic engineer. This one might also be hard for us to use because it seems like they're also advertising, and also it's not a credible source from the way I look at it. It's like someone just went and wrote about things just like that. And remember, we must use credible sources. So this might be a very problematic information for us to work on, which means we can ignore it and go to next, pick something else. Now, Mountain View, Arkansas. Mountain View is the largest city in the county, seat of Stone County, Arkansas. That's what they're telling us, United States. It's located in the Ozarks. And they're saying the city's economy is largely based on tourism related to its title as the folk music capital of the world. So when you say folk music capital of the world, we need that information. We need you to assure us that there is a source where that indicates this. So we can copy this and go to Google and look for the folk music capital of the world. Let's hope it will be that city. So let me put it here quickly. Mountain View, it's still taking us to the one of Wikipedia. No, we cannot use it. So let's look for another article. So this is the Washington Post, and it is quoting this, saying Travel Mountain View, Ark, folk music capital of the world. It is here. Another one is saying Mountain View, Arkansas, folk music capital of the world. So we are going to check out all these. I think Washington Post, I can trust it a bit, but let's first go there. Then there's this one of 2021, and okay, even this one is saying the same thing, and even this one, but this one seems like an advertising thing. Even this one, it's a news site. Even in Washington Post there's also Pinterest. Okay, so we have 4 sources here. Are they verifying that the other city is the folk music capital of the world? This one is also advertising. I'm also surprised. It's the Washington Post. Travel Mountain View Ark, folk music capital of the world. You can read, but I think I've got what I wanted so far. And what about Mountain View, Arkansas, folk music capital of the world? They are still saying the same thing here, but when you look at this, this seems like a blog post, I think. Then Mountain, this one is a travel what? Mother Earth News, so it's a news site. It is saying the same thing, I think. It's saying at some point, whatever, this Mountain View, Arkansas, it is still the same. So almost all of these ones are saying the same. Mountain View is known as the folk music capital of the world. This one is on Pinterest. I would be very happy if I can find an article about that. So let me try to go to Google Scholar and see if I can find Scholar. If I can find, because this one will be academic, an academic source. So if I put this, let me see. Do I get something? Yes, I get an article in Jester. This is a publisher. So I'm going to try and go to that article. Then also I see the Ozarks here. This is also an article published by Taylor and Francis. These are verifiable. They are reliable sources because they are academic. Motivation of American informal places. So let me just see if that same information is shown here in these articles. I don't know whether you're used to these publishing platforms like Just Started and Francis what and what, but this is showing me as at Uganda Christian University. And yes, this article can verify what we are saying. Mountain View Conference of the Arkansas Historical Association 2006. So I can actually use this. What about this one? Encyclopedia of American Folklore. So it has that information saying that the Ozarks, which refers geographically to an upland plateau in the south central United States and to a cultural region reflecting the largely whatever. The plateau of Ozarks, which represents usually Coral Mountains, is located primarily in central. But I think when we read through here, we are going to find out that yes, of course, I don't have the full access to this article, but it's something that I can use as a source. So I'm going to show you briefly what you would do if you are sure you found the information. Now, I don't know if someone has something. If you have any question, you can just ask me. So let's proceed and try to edit. So they said that when you are sure that you got the information, you click on the word I got this, which is here. Remember what we want to cite is this one. What about this? What information are they saying? This text is part of the article's lead section, so referencing it may be optional. Please see cite lead. Okay, no problem. So I may have to cite it or not, but let me, this is where we want to go. Mountain View is the largest city in the world, this one. So when we go to the article, we should look for this information. So I'm going to click on I got this. Once I click on I got this, it takes me to that article. Now this article has an area that needs to be cited. You see here, citation needed. I hope everyone can see this here. Can we? Team, are you in class?
Yes.
Okay, so if I click here, let me just click on that word citation needed. It will take me to the article and ask me to, it's just telling me what citation needed means. So I will just edit. I'm going to edit this article, but it comes specifically to this area, this one, and edit and add a citation. So let me click on edit. Okay. Once edit is enabled, I'll be able to add a citation. How do we add a citation? You come at the end where the citation is needed. Let's say here. You click there once. And at the top here on the menu, you'll be seeing if you want to make a paragraph, if you want to make the material bold or italics, but we are interested in not linking. This is for linking. We're interested in citing. So you click on cite once. So when you click on cite, it will ask you, do you want to do an automatic citation, which will require you to have a URL, a DOI, a PMC or PMID, and a QID, a title or citation. Now I will say I want to add an automatic one. If I can't, I can do a manual one, or I can reuse one of the citations I've used before. So I'm going to proceed and say I'm using an automatic one. And I will go back to our article, which has the information we want, and I copy its link. Like this, I have copied the link, or I can even copy this DOI, any of them would work, but let me start with the link and go back to the article and paste the link in there, and I ask the system to generate a citation. So let me click on generate. It will take some few minutes and it will generate for me a citation. Now the first citation is here, which I can use, and I hope they have not used it before. Let me just put the citations involving something not there. So they have not used it before, which means I can insert it. The moment I finish inserting, I'll click on publish changes in order to see that they have taken effect. Now, when you're publishing, because we are working, you may need what we call a tag so that whatever we are doing goes to one particular tag, citation tag. You are going to see it. So when I click on publishing like this, they are going to ask me to add an edit summary. What have I done? I have added a citation, maybe that added citation. Then at the end of the day, I add a hashtag so that it corrects all our work. So as we are working on these materials, we are going to use this hashtag, hash, like this, WikiED, okay? And then you add Uganda, like this. That's the hashtag we are going to use, so that all the work we are going to be doing is collected into that hashtag, WikiED Uganda, okay? WikiED Uganda, that will be our hashtag. So as you continue editing whatever you do, when they ask you for the citation for the edit summary, please put this hashtag at the end when you have finished explaining what you have done. So what I've done is added the citation, and then I'll put that hashtag. This one helps collect all the work into one group, so that when I just put that hashtag, I can see all the edits using it. So I proceed and say publish. Once I publish, you see a change. You see a change. Where were we? We were here. So this citation has been added, this one. Yes. So I'm going to go and remove this word, citation needed. So if it is there, of course, I'll have to remove it because I've added the citation. So let me go and remove it there, and I publish. There. I don't need to add the hashtag again. The editor will now load. So we look at the information and it has changed. It is showing the citation which we have added. If you click here, it is showing it. Now, I have added that citation, yes. However, an editor would have to go through it and verify that what I've added is right before it can stand. But right now, you can see that it has changed. So this is how easily you can basically start with editing on Wikipedia. Thank you. I would like to entertain any questions if someone has a question about editing before we proceed. The link to the dashboard is always provided here. Here. Do you remember this page?
I can see that page on my PC.
You remember? When you come to this page, this is where we are working from. We are working from here. WikiED Training Uganda 2023. So this link takes you to the dashboard.
Yes.
Yes. So that's how easily you can access the dashboard, and whatever you do will be showing. So I have just done an edit. Let's check and see whether my edit is showing. So let's go to editors. And so far, we only have Divine. My edit has not yet been displayed here. The edit I've made. But as you keep working, your edits will start counting here. Like one of us here is editing. She's adding references here. So they are counting, they will keep counting here. And also the number of words added will also be showing against all the edits. So that's where it is. Are we okay?
When I try to open it in a new tab, It doesn't show any.
It doesn't do what?
It doesn't show anything. It loads, but it shows an empty site, an empty page.
It doesn't show you these things, home, editors, articles, doesn't it?
Yes, it's just empty.
That would be very strange.
Been trying several times.
I think because now I am here, I joined this dashboard just like a normal user like you, and it is showing me this. It is showing me this.
Okay.
So maybe maybe it is an internet challenge, an internet problem. But if you are able to sign up, because I can see you here, you see when I look at editors, you're already here. Yeah, you told me that you were not able to sign in. Your account has a problem. The Wikipedia account has a problem, even now.
Later on, I signed in.
Yeah, because it should show you this. Is it? Are you using a PC so that I allow you to share your screen and we look at it?
Yeah, I'm using a PC, but I'm zooming from my phone.
Yeah, but I mean, you are zooming from your phone. If your Zoom was on the PC, I would want to see what is happening there. Is there anyone among us who is facing the same challenge? Okay, so Kabaka, that is John Baptist. That's nice. We are all here.
I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one.
John Baptist. I'm glad.
Yes, I'm the one using Kabaka Toro.
Okay. So far today we've looked at the policies, editing basics, evaluating articles and sources, finding your article if you want an article. Now, finding your article, we will have to look at what the sandbox is. The sandbox is where you go to make articles. Let me just go back to my page here. Let me go to home. Okay. Let me just try to go to the program and make it easy for us. So if I click on this, we will be able to see what a sandbox is and how we can reach it easily. Yeah, maybe in 10 minutes, I hope. Let me just be a bit quick to tell us what this training module will take you through types of pages you find, you read. Okay. In this training, you'll be able to review the different pages where you can practice editing. I hope I'm recording. How and where to talk and the other editors. So getting to know the sandbox. Sandbox is your personal wiki page where you can practice editing, plan out articles, draft articles, or just experiment. You can change your sandbox without impacting the article main space or Wikipedia, which is what we call live articles. People can still see your sandbox if they have the link to it. So it is important that the content you put there isn't something you don't want people to see. Sandbox is continued. So if you are enrolled in a course on the dashboard, your sandbox page was set up automatically. So if we come here to our page, I hope we are here. Yeah, editors. Let me just look at the editors. If you come here on the page, the dashboard, and you click on your name, let's say mine is, let's say I'm Jolly, this one, Jolly UG, and I click here like this, I'll be able to see my sandbox, okay? So I can assign myself articles, but I can also look at what I have in my sandbox. So if I click on this namespace, just leave it. So they're asking me all pages with the prefix, note that the field is case sensitive and whatever. The display name will be this user name, namespace user. Let me just click on this and see what happens. All pages. Go back. That's a good thing. In the next training, you learn how to edit your sandbox. So next page, every new page on Wikipedia is vulnerable to people with malicious content. Okay, let me just show you how to quickly go to a sandbox or add an article. Let's say you've sat down and you thought about something or an article and looked at Wikipedia and that particular information is not there. Let's say who has an idea of something they want to write about? I take it as an example. Think about something and tell me. Then I show you how you can start creating an article about it. We have an idea? Okay, yes, please.
I would like us to write about a syndrome that is found in the young baby boys, infants. It is called hash plangs.
It is called what?
I don't know whether Wikipedia hash plangs.
Could you write for me that in the chat so that I can search about it quickly so that we get to know whether it's there or not?
Let me type it here, though I'm not also very sure of the spelling, but let me try. How hash plangs.
You shall find the right spelling. Just put it there. When we search and it is not coming, they will suggest.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
Have you seen it?
Not yet. It hasn't come.
I've sent.
On Zoom? Did you send on Zoom?
Yes. Let me retype with the right spelling.
It is here. It is here. It has come.
You've seen it?
So let me first go to Google, find about it quickly. It's like this, I think, syndrome baby, okay? So it is here, and the good thing it has been written about. Ashburg disease in children. You can call it a syndrome, you can call it, but they call it a disease, I think, here. Ashburg disease. So what you do normally, you click on this, you see, like this topic, and you go to Wikipedia. Let's come back to Wikipedia here, and we search. See, I've put it there. So the moment I've put it there, you see that there are so many articles about it. Are we okay with that? So meaning this one has already been written about. So you can go and look out the information that has been written about them, or you can even add the information about it. So when I go to the citation hunt, do you remember the citation hunt before?
Yeah.
I can use it and put it as a topic so that even if I'm not going to write about it as a new topic, I can edit if there are topics about it that need citations, but chances are high. No, okay. One citation added today. So I've typed it here in the citation hunt, but seems it is not a topic that needs help. So someone has written about there is something here. Not here. I want to add a topic. This topic. So I've put this topic in the citation hunt, but it seems like it does not need any citation so far. There's no article about it. That's a problem. That means you have to look for another topic. Yes. Chances are high. Some people have written about it and everything on it is okay. Like here, Hirschsprung's disease is a birth defect in which nerves are missing from parts of the intestine. Is it what it is?
Yes, it is.
So people have written about it already here. It is not new. Finding a topic which is new on Wikipedia is also its own, it's a bit of a challenge. But let me just show you something. If I think about something like, let's say Nakawa River. I'm just speaking. It is not there, of course. It's in Nakawa River. And it's a topic, it has been there, people have not, people have written about it, but it's not on Wikipedia yet. And you are very sure you have citations about it and it is notable. So if you put it in here and you search, nothing is going to come about it. They are telling you the page Nakawa River does not exist. Okay? But they're also giving you some suggestions. Kampala, there's the swamps. About, it's not a river, but there are swamps about. Sorry. I clicked somewhere else. Sorry. But you are very sure for you what you want is Nakawa River, and it's not among the things. It is not there. So you can proceed and create a page. You can see, you can create a draft and submit it for review. This is what will go into our sandbox, or you may create the page in Nakawa River directly by consider checking the search results below to see whether the topic is already covered. Now, when you look through here, there's the Kampala, swamps and Siro rivers in Kampala. So if you try to go there, you might find that Nakawa River is among them. Then there's the Sumida River. Probably this is not in Uganda. It is in Japan. It has Nakawa also. Shimuseke something. It's not what you want. There is the Riwa Plain National Park. It has a Nakawa lion. But that's not what you want. So if you read this article about the swamps and whatever vegetation in Uganda, in Kampala, and nothing is there. For example, you see Kansanga swamp and Chetinda swamp. You see these things? Chetinda and Kansanga. Eh? Do you see them? Am I still together with you? Hello? Colleagues, please talk to me.
No, we are here.
So this article, when you search about Nakawa River, it might be important that if you have citations about it and it is there, that you could add it here on this main article instead of making it an independent article, because you may not have enough information to write about it that will make it a standalone article, okay? So you could add it here. But also, when I looked at this article, it means it needs some citations which you can start with, like this one, citation is needed here. You can cite here. So these are some of the things you can do about articles that you are not aware that you could. But also when you go below here where they have highlighted the different swamps, they are saying there is Nachivubo Swamp River covering this area. It's already properly cited. There's the Rubiji, it's also cited. However, Kansanga Swamp, Chetinda Swamp have no citations. They have not been cited. So you can start by citing this. So if I copy Kansanga, is it Kansanga Swamp? And come to Wikipedia, to Google, I might be able to get some sources talking about it. Maybe Uganda, maybe Kampala. I put Kampala here. So the Kansanga Swamp, is it coming? Wetlands, Kansanga wetland. So there's some information here from the Daily Monitor about it, okay? There's also Kansanga Swamp as a YouTube information, and the government to cancel land titles in Kansanga, whatever. So I can use this information and cite. So let me show you how to do this. The one of the Daily Monitor, where are you? Here. So I hope there is a Kansanga in it. Sorry. UTV wetland site. I'm just going to use some quick search thing of Control F to see whether I can see Kansanga. Yeah. So this is a wetland. So I can use this. I can just copy this. Control C. I go back to the article. Where is it? I hope I have it here. Then I say I want to edit. I hope it will come with the visual editor. Yes, it is here. Then I go straight to where I want to edit. There are so many things that need citation here, but it might be hard to get that. But when you have it, you add it. I come here where there was the Kansanga Swamp. And I can cite. So I click at the end of this information, and then I insert a citation, which is here. I click and put Control V and say generate. A citation will be generated automatically. It is here, wetlands on verge of extinction. So I click insert. Once I've finished, I publish my changes. And I said we say added citation if it's a citation, and we use this hashtag of WikiED Uganda, and we publish. So I have added that citation already now. So sometimes you might be thinking about creating an account, an article, but you end up contributing in other ways like editing and what. But there are sometimes when you find that a real topic is there and it has not been written on Wikipedia, and then you can create the topic in that same case, like here. I think we are here. So if you are sure, you just click on this word, create a draft, and submit for review. If you are sure that topic is not there, but you have enough sources about it and enough information that can corroborate what you are writing, you can just click here on create and submit. But I'm not going to click on it because this Nakawa River, it was just an example I was giving. It is not there. So thank you. Do we have any other question? I think we are, yes, Geoffrey?
No question.
Okay, thank you. I think we have made 2 hours of study today. If I go back to review our program here, we've done editing, evaluating articles, finding articles, and editing. Now, this one, we can edit any articles in any other field, not necessarily psychology. So who can tell me their field, and we try to edit articles in their field? Is it mathematics? I had someone of mathematics here. And someone of what? Was it biology? So we can edit such articles. So if I got the citation in hand and I put in mathematics, which particular aspects of mathematics would you want to look at? Who does math here? I think there's someone of mathematics here.
That is Geoffrey.
Yes. What aspect of mathematics can we look up if it needs some editing? So I'm just going to go to the citation in hand now. So what particular mathematics? What?
We talk of probability.
Yeah, probability. Probability in what? Like in mathematics? Probability. So there are so many articles on probability that need editing. Annals of probability, editors, applied probability, compound probability. Is that still maths? No.
That would be
Applied. Hello.
you try for applied.
So there are 2 articles on applied probability that need editing. So there's one thing that was written here that it is in page birthday problem. Often people's intuition is that the answer is above 100,000. Most people's intuition is that it is in the thousands of tens of thousands, while others feel it should at least be in the hundreds. The correct answer is 3. So that's what they put there, but there was a need for citation for this information. So let's go to the page. So what was it? What was it? They say the correct answer was 23. So let me just take this so that we go directly to where this word is. So I go to the article, do my Control F, paste that. So this is the statement that was made. Partition problem. Now we need to ascertain, to have a source for this in particular information that says that the correct answer is 3. I think it comes from here. Often people's intuition is that the answer is 100. The question is how many are just sufficient? So if we can find this citation, I can copy this completely and come to Google. This is what I do just to quickly get citations if they are there. Let me just put the whole statement there. So there's this chapter on probability. I think this one. So this one is a wiki thing. We cannot use it. Judgment, misguided intuition. So there is this. Don't trust your gut. There's also this. I'm opening them in new pages so that we can. So this solution to exercise marked. I think this is this a book? Possibly it is a book. Control F23. Let me see if I can see 23 quickly. No, there's no 23 at all. What about here? Judgment misguided. Baron J. The book was published by Baron J. So Control F. 23 will be there. So we're still looking for a source which can support that particular statement that was made, that the correct answer is 23. I think it is not even here. What next? We go here. Harvard Business Review. Okay. 23. Still, I think we are failing to get. Where is 23? This one is not giving me the answers I need, the sources. So it is a bit very problematic for me to find the relevant source. But if you found it, we can add it as a citation, but it's not here. Our untrustworthy gut, our intuition. Correct answer is 3. Nothing about it. So please, we are going to forget this. But if you wanted to edit something about mathematics, yes, here you are. 2 articles will probably tell you things. But now, if we are afraid to find this one, there's one. The reverse problem is to find for a fixed probability P, the greatest in that this statement is written somewhere, but now this one does not have a citation, the proper citation. So let me see. Let me go back to Google. This kind of statements. This is mathematics, it's not my best subject. Let me just close these things so that we can have space. So here they are telling us that there's a book. See, I think the same book, Harvard. Image arranging, judgment misguided, almost the same books. Don't trust your gut. I think I have the wrong information here that I'm using to search. Let me try to go back to the book. It is this one copy. I searched using the wrong information. There. So let's see. Random variables and probability distributions. One of them is that. Another one is mathematics, whatever. Online something. And this one is contents, possibly the same as this one. Random graphs. And then probability. So you come here and read until when you find a material which has the information that you want. Here, I think this is something that you cannot search. Maybe it was just scanned. That's why it's not bringing you the things we need quickly. What about this? So you take time, read, internalize, and find whether this source qualifies to be used for what you are looking for here. Once it qualifies, you click on I got this and go and add it. But so far, I think the things we've got here do not qualify because I don't even have the time to read through them. But if you have the time, you read. But just make sure it is not a self-publishing platform. It is verifiable and reliable before you use it. Please. Thank you very much. I will give you time to go and practice on this as we monitor the dashboard. Yeah, next steps. I think when Geoffrey and John Baptist, before you came in, my Saturdays is busy. It's going to be busy, so you might not be able to continue on Saturdays as we had thought before. So we can pick a day in the week, or alternatively, we had thought about a Sunday. So any of those can work. We had agreed on a Sunday at 11. Sunday at 11 to 1 p.m. I don't know what you think about it, Geoffrey and John. What is your view about that?
It's fine. Maybe
Okay,
John.
what about John? John? I can't hear him, but probably maybe he will agree to that. So we shall be shifting from Saturday to these days. And I will also communicate any other days. If there's any other day in the week that is okay for you, you can let me know and the time, so that we can also do on weekdays. Because I know you guys are on holiday. We can take advantage of this holiday and complete this course quickly. So if it is possible to do this during the week, I'm also okay with that. Hello?
I think
Yes,
for now,
please.
Yes, Simon?
I'm saying for now, let's stick to the Sunday program,
Okay.
11 to 1.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So we can do that for now. But if you find there is any other weekday which is okay for you, we can also do it. We are flexible. So I'm going to advise you to go through the policies, do some quick editing, get some articles, try to cite them or edit some things in them, and we shall meet on Sunday at 11. Okay. If you have any challenge, just reach out to me. I'm available on phone, also on WhatsApp. So thank you very much. Let me just stop sharing my screen. We take the photo for today. If you can put on your camera, no problem. But if you don't have your camera on, there must at least add your let your profile photo be there, please. Hello? Okay. I've seen Jeffrey. I'm waiting for Ida and then John before we can proceed. Ida? Ida? Are they not able to hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, but I'm not hearing them. They are not responding. Ida? John Baptist? Okay, let me take the photo as it is, as we are writing. Okay, John Baptist has put on. We are just remaining with Ida. Okay, I think let me go with this photo. Ida might be engaged. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy your Saturday and get in touch in case you have questions. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing also.